Have you ever stopped to think about how many women roam this world, completely unaware of their own charm? It's not just about looks. There's something far more captivating at play. I'm talking about that elusive inner strength, the unique way you carry yourself, the way your eyes sparkle when you speak, or how you express who you are. These are the things that can drive a guy wild, even if you don't notice it yourself. The wildest part, you often don't give yourself enough credit. You might think you don't measure up to some made-up standard of beauty, but real appeal goes way beyond a slim figure or flawless makeup. It's about the confidence you radiate, the natural vibe you bring, and that special energy people feel the moment you step into a space, even if you're just standing there quietly. I'm here to share 10 clear signs that you're way more attractive than you realize. And trust me, guys pick up on these things, even if they try to play it cool. Some of these signals are so subtle you might miss them, but they don't go unnoticed by others, especially the 9th point, which women often overlook, but men find absolutely magnetic. By the end of this, you'll see yourself in a whole new light. The first telltale sign, guys get nervous around you. This is one of the most genuine signals, though it's often brushed off. When a guy seems stiff, avoids eye contact, or acts awkward, you might assume he's not into you. But in reality, it's the exact opposite. He's so drawn to you that he's at a loss for how to act. Pay attention next time. When a man is truly smitten, his body gives him away. He might fidget with his shirt collar, tug at his sleeve, or struggle to keep his hand still. His words might tumble out too fast, or he'll speak so slowly it feels forced. Sometimes, he just goes quiet, like he can't find the right thing to say. It's not about him being shy or unsure. It's your presence throwing him off his game. Some women have this magnetic pull, not just from their appearance, but from their inner confidence and the way they hold themselves. It can rattle even the smoothest guy. If a normally cool-headed man starts shifting in his seat or seems overly focused around you, that's a dead giveaway you're making a big impact. The best part, don't tone yourself down to make him feel at ease. Embrace that power. If he's jittery in your company, it means he sees you as someone worth more than small talk. The second sign, people can't stop glancing your way, even when you're just going about your day. This might sound obvious, but it's one of the most overlooked clues. When a woman is truly captivating, others notice, even if she's oblivious to it. You could be strolling down the street, sipping coffee at a cafe, or waiting in line, and something about you keeps catching eyes. It's not just a passing glance. Watch for that second look, when someone walks by but turns back for another peek. That's the real deal. It means you left an impression they couldn't shake in just one moment. This is the most honest reaction, showing there's something special about you. And no, it's not always about bold outfits or perfect makeup. More often, it's your natural poise, the way you stand, or that quiet energy you give off without even trying. True attractiveness doesn't shout. It whispers, and people hear it without words. A lot of women miss this because they're lost in thought, glued to their phone, or rushing through their day. But if you've ever caught someone stealing a second glance, even without saying a word, that's a sure sign you've got something striking about you. Something that hooks people in a way that's hard to pin down but impossible to ignore. The third sign, you don't always see your own worth, but others keep showering you with compliments. This is one of the most ironic yet obvious hints that you're more appealing than you give yourself credit for. Ever had a day where you're not feeling your best, but someone tells you you're absolutely stunning? Or maybe you hear something like, "I can't put my finger on it, but there's just something about you." That's not just a fluke. It's proof you're radiating charm, even when you're blind to it yourself. Those moments are like little mirrors reflecting the glow you carry, even on days when you're not trying. This kind of thing often happens with women who aren't chasing perfection, but naturally spark something real in others. You might feel like today's not your day. Your hair's a mess. Your figure doesn't match some idealized standard, or you're just wearing everyday clothes. But somehow, compliments still come your way. Why? Because your allure runs deeper than what you see in the mirror. Guys sense it, even if they can't quite put it into words. There's something in the tone of your voice, the way you laugh, or how effortlessly you carry yourself that makes them think, "She has no idea how captivating she is." And let me tell you, that's incredibly magnetic. The coolest part is the contrast between how you see yourself and how others perceive you. It only amplifies the effect. You're not trying to impress anyone or playing a part. You're just being you. That raw authenticity, paired with your natural femininity, creates a pull that's hard to describe but impossible to overlook. So, the next time someone says there's something unique about you, don't brush it off. Believe them, because that something is the real you shining through. The fourth sign. People reach out to you over the smallest things. This is a classic move that many women miss. When a guy is interested but unsure how to make a move, he'll look for any excuse to connect, and those excuses are often trivial. He might ask for help with something minor, seek your advice on a random topic, or borrow something totally unimportant. It might seem like a coincidence, but trust me, it's not. When guys are drawn to you, they invent these harmless reasons to strike up a conversation or get closer, all while trying not to seem too obvious. Especially if you make them a little nervous, because they like you that much. They won't come right out with a bold compliment. Instead, they'll find a way to ask something small just to be near you. It's not about one random instance. If you notice someone repeatedly finding reasons to text, call, or show up nearby over the silliest pretexts, that's a clear signal. It's not about what they're asking. It's about what's behind the question. You might not even think twice about it, assuming it's just friendly or normal. But if you look closer, you'll see these little moments are cover for something bigger, a desire to feel connected, to catch your attention. Guys might act like they just happened to be in the same place or suddenly needed your help. But deep down, it's always about wanting to be closer to you. Have you ever noticed someone asking you questions they could easily figure out on their own? That's no accident. Next time, watch for the details. That slightly nervous smile, the subtle shift in their voice, or the glance that lingers just a second too long. Behind a simple, "How do I do this?" or "Can you help me out?" often lies a genuine, "I don't know how to approach you, but I want to be near you." These tiny, almost invisible gestures aren't just politeness. They're a loud and clear sign of your natural charm, even if you don't fully realize it. Unfortunately, your appeal doesn't always bring out the best in everyone. You might notice some women giving you the cold shoulder for no clear reason, making snarky comments, or critiquing you out of nowhere. They might say you're too confident, too put together, too flirty, or even, surprisingly, too kind, as if everything about you is somehow too much, even when you're just being yourself. Here's the thing. This criticism has nothing to do with you. It's a reflection of their own insecurities and struggles. Your presence, your effortless femininity, and that inner glow you carry can make others compare themselves to you. And not everyone handles that well. But take it as a backhanded compliment. If you're getting flack for no real reason, it means you stand out in a way that's impossible to ignore. On the flip side, think about those warm, unexpected smiles from strangers, on the street, in the subway, or at the grocery store. A guy you've never met catches your eye and flashes a grin, sometimes shyly, like he's been caught, or sometimes openly, with genuine warmth. That's not just good manners or politeness. It's a natural, unguarded reaction to the energy you radiate. Those sincere smiles can't be faked or forced. They're a true sign of the captivating vibe you bring to the world. Those smiles from strangers pop up out of nowhere, like a reflection of the warmth and light you give off without even realizing it. It's as if your inner glow sparks joy in people you've never met, lighting up their faces in a way that feels almost magical. When a woman is truly captivating, her energy doesn't go unnoticed. Even men who are already in relationships sometimes can't help but steal a glance in her direction. I'm not saying it's right or that you're trying to draw their attention, but it happens more often than you might think. Whether you're at a party, grabbing a coffee, or just walking down the street, you catch that look, the one that lingers just a tad longer than it should, coming from someone who's clearly taken. They might try to hide it, but their body gives them away. True attraction is hard to rein in, especially when it's not just about physical beauty, but something deeper, something that radiates from within. The key here is that these glances aren't about you doing anything specific. They're about who you are, your presence, your essence, your natural vibe. This shouldn't make you feel uneasy or guilty. Instead, It's proof that your feminine energy is powerful, magnetic, and impossible to ignore, even for those who, by all accounts, shouldn't be looking. The eighth sign. You get attention on social media, even when you're not trying to stand out. A lot of guys notice things that women often don't even think about. You post a simple photo, nothing flashy, no dramatic poses, just you being you, and suddenly, your inbox lights up with messages, likes pile up, and reactions keep coming. You might wonder, what's so special about this picture? But it's not the photo, it's you. When a woman is genuinely attractive, she doesn't need to put on a show to make an impact. Your natural vibe, the look in your eyes, or the way you carry yourself sends out a signal that people pick up on, even through a screen. Trust me, guys feel it. Some are even a little intimidated by that energy because it's so effortless, and they're not sure how to approach it. The crazy thing is, many women don't notice this. You might think you need to do more, post more, try harder, show off a bit, but your real strength lies in that unforced authenticity. Whether you're in a plain t-shirt, barefaced, or just sharing a random moment from your day, the attention you get, without even chasing it, is one of the clearest signs you're far more captivating than you realize. The ninth sign. Guys act hot and cold around you. This is one of the most obvious signals, but it's also the one that's most misunderstood. You've probably experienced this. A guy seems super interested, reaching out, giving compliments, and seeking you out, only to suddenly vanish. Then, a few days later, he's back like nothing happened. You might think, is he messing with me? But more often than not, he's not playing games. He's wrestling with his own feelings. When a guy is genuinely drawn to a woman, especially if he sees her as someone extraordinary, that attraction can overwhelm him. He might get scared, unsure of what to say or how to act. So he pulls back. Not because he's lost interest, but because he's too interested. It's a paradox. You might assume he's not into you when, in reality, he's just trying to figure out how to approach you without showing how vulnerable he feels. Some guys back off because they don't think they measure up. Others come back once they've mustered the courage. But they're all showing the same thing. You've got something that throws them off balance. So, the next time a guy disappears and then reappears like it's no big deal, take a closer look. It's not always about emotional immaturity. Sometimes it's just a pull of an attraction he doesn't know how to handle. The 10th sign. You don't fully recognize your own power. This is the most crucial signal because there's a pattern. The most magnetic women often don't realize it or don't believe it. They go through life doubting themselves, comparing themselves to others, and wondering if they're enough, when in reality, they're the ones setting the standard. Trust me, it's noticeable. It's clear when you walk into a room, not trying to steal the spotlight, but stealing it anyway. It's evident when you speak, not aiming to impress, but leaving a stronger impression than anyone else. Why? Because you're not forcing it. You're just being yourself. When a woman lives in that kind of authenticity, she carries an incredible strength. But here's the catch. You might not see it in yourself, even when everyone else does. As long as you don't fully see your own worth, your true power stays partly hidden, like a light softened by a delicate veil. But the moment you start recognizing your value, not with arrogance, but with quiet confidence, everything shifts. The way you move, the energy you carry, the way your eyes meet the world, it all transforms, and people can feel it from a mile away. So, if doubts still linger in your mind, hold on to this. Your strength doesn't kick in when others validate it. It begins the moment you embrace it yourself. The 11th sign. Your absence leaves a bigger mark than your presence. Let me explain. Some women draw attention when they're in a room, but there's another kind, maybe you're one of them, whose absence creates a void, like the lights dimming. This isn't about how you look, it's about the energy you bring, something so unique it can't be replicated. When you leave, people feel like something's missing, even if they can't quite put their finger on it. This is the ultimate form of allure, not just being noticed, but being felt. Your absence hits harder than your presence, and that's saying something. Have you ever noticed how the vibe in a room shifts after you step out? It's like the air feels a little heavier, conversations lose their spark, and people instinctively scan the space, looking for you. That's no coincidence. It's proof of the impact you have. A woman with true magnetism doesn't just light up a space while she's there. She leaves a lingering warmth that people miss when she's gone. Picture this. You spend an evening with friends, laughing, chatting, or maybe just quietly soaking in the moment. Then you slip away, and suddenly someone says, "Wait, where'd she go?" It's like the group snaps to attention, realizing the cozy vibe has faded. That happens because your energy is like a fireplace's glow, warming everyone around you, even if you're just sitting quietly in the corner. The beauty of real feminine charm is that it creates comfort just by existing. You don't need to be the loudest or the funniest or the center of attention. When you're gone, people feel that empty space. The barista at your favorite coffee shop might say, "It's been quiet around here." Coworkers might casually ask, "Is she not coming in today?" It's not about your appearance. It's about your ability to fill a space with an energy that's impossible to fake. There's one more remarkable sign of your magnetism: the comfortable silence you inspire. Most people get antsy when a conversation hits a pause. They rush to fill it with random chatter. But with you, it's different. A guy can sit beside you, not checking his phone, not fidgeting, just soaking in the moment. For him, it's not awkward quiet. It's a chance to feel your presence. In those still moments, he might wonder, "Why do I feel so at ease with her? What makes her so special?" This is the highest kind of attraction, where words aren't needed to forge a connection. Your power lies in that meaningful silence. While others try to impress with endless talk or forced energy, you draw people in with the calm, inviting atmosphere you create. It shows up in small ways. Sitting with someone on a park bench, no need for constant chatter, and they're just happy to be near you. Or in a conversation, when a pause stretches out, but instead of breaking it, the other person holds your gaze, and that quiet moment carries more weight than hours of small talk. If this sounds familiar, you've got something rare, something others try to mimic but can't. It's an invisible influence that makes people remember you, even when you're not trying to stand out. It's a natural magnetism that unsettles even the most confident men, and a depth that speaks without words. Here's the wildest paradox. The less you realize this power, the stronger it shines. True attractiveness doesn't demand attention. It just exists, like a law of nature, like the sun rising or seasons changing. Have you ever left a room and sensed a mood shift in your absence? Have you noticed how some men seem perfectly content just sitting quietly beside you? These tiny moments are the truest signs of your charm. What can be faked holds no value, but what flows from you effortlessly, that's what's truly priceless. If this story resonated with you and opened your eyes to your own unique charm, don't forget to hit that like button to show your support. It really helps spread the message. And if you want more content like this to lift you up and inspire you, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Join our community, and let's keep celebrating the incredible energy you bring to the world.